Good evening, you're watching Estuary News. Coming up, we take a look at how a golf simulator might help you improve your playing skills. We ask your opinion on whether the UK should carry out airstrikes in Syria. And my guest tonight is Pam Davies, the CEO of Age UK Hull, here to talk about their Christmas Carol concert. Welcome to Estuary News. I'm Hugh Riches. Time now for the news headlines.
60,000 illegal cigarettes and 20 kilograms of counterfeit tobacco have been seized in raids across the Springbank area of Hull. It was part of Operation Trivium, which also aimed to crack down on the number of people selling illicit alcohol, as well as a rising popularity of the Class C drug cat. While over 50 Humberside police and HMRC officers targeted 7 sites, Sergeant Alex Weeks explains more.
Led to the disruption of that criminality within the Hull area, which I don't think you can put too much of a value on, because what we're saying is that don't bring your criminality into our city. We will tackle it, we will hit you head on. We're not prepared to accept it, so the disruption is equally as important as the seizure.
Following our appeal last night to find a 14-year-old dog in East Hull, owners fear Cole, who suffers from arthritis, may have been taken into someone's home. The owners of the beloved family pet are urging anyone who may have taken her to come forwards. Numbers are still rising on the Find Cole Facebook page, but concerns are growing over the dog's safety.
This was like the last hope that somebody may see this broadcast and just jog the memory and, well, it might jog the memory, oh, I've seen that dog, and it might be Carl.
And the Brigtown Business Partnership has planned for the town to have a Tree of Light remembrance for the first time. The tree will stand in Chapel Court and will be lit from the 4th of December until Wednesday the 6th of January, providing an opportunity for members of the community to place a memory card on the tree in remembrance of departed loved ones. We spoke to local business owner Deborah Dundee of the Deli and Diner.
They've had 1 or 2 in Scunthorpe and other places, other years. And we just thought this year it would be a good idea for us to try one in Brig. I mean, I lost my father, what will it be, 38 years ago, and it's still, this time of year, always brings it back. And I think it does for a lot of people.
And that's the latest from the news.
Technique is absolutely crucial in golf. They say it's all in the arms and the swing. But what if you want to perfect that technique and become a better player? Well, you can. The same technology that you find in motion-controlled video games has now been refined, and it's part of a cutting-edge golf simulator. It's made its way to the Grimsby Golf Club. Dave Nunn tees off.
It looks like a video game, but this golf simulator at Grimsby Golf Club is a high-tech solution to training and getting people involved in the game.
Okay, the Golf Performance Studio, first and foremost, is designed to help people get into golf, or those that already play golf, is to help them improve their own performance. It's a really modern way at looking at golfers, helping them teach, with the added bonus of them being able to come along and play many of the world's best golf courses right here on our system.
The simulator works by using a scanner and special golf clubs to measure everything, from the speed of the club swinging to the angle the ball was hit. It's the only technology of its kind currently available in Lincolnshire.
We have some hardware that effectively measures the golf ball, the club head through impact, and this information is processed onto the software, which would then display the exact ball flight that you would expect to see out on the golf course. The system does work externally as well, so we'll be using the GC2 software, which has been manufactured by Foresight Sports, an American company that are the world leader in producing this kind of equipment. So as again, it's one of the first in the area. I don't think there's anywhere else in Lincolnshire at the moment that have this type of systems.
While my experience with the tech wasn't great and I should probably stick with a day job, for more experienced players this tech brings many benefits.
Yeah, our main slogan for this is basically been to try and take people to the next level with their game. So, you know, I think the feedback that we get shot by shot, it means that we can help people improve the game really quickly. The added bonus, again, you know, now we're at winter time, is that they can be inside without bracing the elements. You know yourself, the weather out there is awful at the moment, and I think the big benefit for us is that where we'd normally be cancelling lessons, people can come in here whatever the weather and really work on improving their game. So again, it's not just for the sort of club golfer, the top level golfers are looking at this system as well, and it's even perfect for people that have never played golf before. If they want to come along without being in the public eye, they can come in here and have some privacy and give the game a go and see whether it's for them or not.
So from real professionals to more green players like myself, it seems the new technology will bring Grimsby on par with the elite of the golfing world.
Still to come tonight, we find out what the people of Grimsby think of airstrikes in Syria should the RAF go in and attack. And we have the latest in local sports news. Now, it's the 1st of December, and I must reluctantly concede that it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. For Age UK, Hull and East Riding, they're hosting their inaugural carol concert. They hope to make it an annual event, and to tell us more, Pam Davis, the CEO of Age UK Hull.
That's right.
That's right, Pam.
Yes.
Thanks so much for coming in. Carol concert, where and when, first of all?
Right, it's going to be a week on Thursday, the 10th of December, at Holy Trinity Church in Hull.
OK, that's the big one right in the middle.
That's right, at 7 o'clock.
And how can people get tickets?
They can contact us at Age UK Hull or East Riding, but people can pay on the door as well, and it's £3.
That's a very small amount of money.
Yes.
It'd be helpful if people did get in touch in advance. So
It would. It just helps us so that we can think where people are going to sit, because Holy Trinity's, I think it's the biggest parish church in England, so it's quite a big church, so we need to think about how we're going to place people, but if people can get into us and pick tickets up, that would be smashing. If not, if they turn up on the night, that's great as well.
And all comers welcome. You don't have to be aged.
Oh, you don't. Everybody, families. We've actually got one of the primary schools sending along their choir, so we're hoping that will bring quite a lot of families will come along as well.
Okay, it's happening in the church, of course, but it's not a religious service. It's just a carol concert.
No, we're going to have all the old favourite carols. What we're hoping is people can sing without actually looking in the songbook, and we've got quite a few people coming to do readings, quite light-hearted. So no, it won't be religious as such. So we're hoping that will encourage more people to come possibly.
Who's coming to do readings?
Well, we've got as I can compare for the night, we've got Carl Wheatley from Radio Humberside who does the breakfast show.
Very good.
And he's a good friend of ours, so we're really pleased that Carl's coming along. We've got Alan Johnson, MP, who happens to be the MP for the area that our building is based in the city centre in Hull. So Alan's going to come along and do a reading. So that's really, we're really pleased about that. And then we've got the two chairs of each charity. So we've got Daryl Stevenson, who's the chair of Age UK East Riding, and my chair, Linda Brown, doing a reading as well. And as a little bit of a coup, we've got the new pioneer vicar in Hull, Ben Norton, who's one of these new pioneer reverends for a particular area of the city.
I have this image of a bloke wearing a dog collar with a machete hacking his way through the jungle. What is a pioneer vicar?
He doesn't actually have a church.
Right.
He's the pioneer vicar for Kingswood, which is a big development which is north of the town, sort of going out towards Beverley. And I think the idea is that obviously there isn't a church based in that area.
So he's a sort of guerrilla vicar, is it?
I think it's the plan is to try and develop enough of a congregation to actually develop a church up there.
The concert is presumably going to try to help to raise some money.
It is. It's the first time that we've come together to do it, and ideally, we want to obviously raise some money on the night. But I think it's just a really nice time of year to try and get everybody together. There's a lot of things happening, and I think actually coming to a place like that and having a good sing-song,
everybody loves singing the old Christmas carols.
Exactly.
Everybody loves a bit of good King Wenceslas.
So, and if we raise a little bit of money on the night, that would be great. But we'd like it to become an annual event. So the more people that support us this time, hopefully next year will be even bigger and better.
You've got a few other Christmassy events coming up, I know.
Yeah, at Age UK Hull, which is based on Porter Street, we've got Christmas lunches. They're the 10th, 16th and 18th of December. Quite a fun lunch in our restaurant, in the Beehive restaurant. We have a quiz and there's going to be raffles and things like that. Really lovely Christmas lunch as well. And I think at the moment the 10th and the 16th are looking fairly booked up, but we've still got places for the 18th. And then on the 11th we have our big annual Christmas party stroke concert, which is in our sports hall on the second floor of the building. That's already sold out.
Right.
And we've just had a meeting this morning, actually. We're thinking next year we might well do 2, because we've had quite a lot of people disappointed.
You certainly make a bit of a fuss out of Christmas, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Well, it's nice time, I think. And I think there are a lot of older people that tend to be on their own. So I think the more we can do in that run up to Christmas, that helps sort of see them through the Christmas period, I think, which can be quite difficult.
We'll talk a bit more about the work of Age UK later on, but just remind me of the date of the carol services.
It's Thursday the 10th at Holy Trinity Church at 7 o'clock.
Brilliant, Pam. We'll talk a bit more after the break.
Thank you.
Please come back for the second half when we find out your views on the bombing of Syria, and of course we will bring you all the latest sports news and results. Welcome back. You're watching Estuary News. Still to come, we find out what the people of Grimsby think of airstrikes on Syria, should the UK carry them out, and we have the latest local sports news. Still with me in the studio, Pam Davis from Age UK Hull. Pam, we just talk a little bit about the history of Age UK Hull. Fairly humble beginnings in Hull.
Certainly was. It wasn't called Age UK back then. It was National Council for Ageing, and they started off in a tin hut in Queen's Gardens, right in the centre of the city, about 1948, we think.
Right.
Just after the Second World War.
It really was literally just an old Nissan hut or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know where they got it from, but apparently that's how it started off. And then over the years, obviously, things developed. And prior to our move to Porter Street 12, 13 years ago into our new building, they were on Portland Street for quite a long while, but they sort of grew out of that building. So now we're based in the Healthy Living Centre on Porter Street.
Which is an extremely impressive building.
It is. We're very, very lucky, actually. We're the only one in the country, only Age UK in the country that have a building like we've got. So
and
we're
what
very
do you
lucky.
offer there? What services do you provide?
We have, on the second floor, we have a fitness suite, and we have a full-size sports hall, and a gym, a hydrotherapy pool, jacuzzi and steam room.
Sounds like a palace.
It's fantastic facilities, and we have activities and classes running all day, every day, 5 days a week, from yoga, badminton, line dancing, tap dancing, Tai Chi. We did start walking football last year, but we grew out of the sports hall, wasn't big enough. So we do run walking football sessions at the Soccer Kings football centre north of the city.
The name of the charity suggests that your purpose is to help look after old people. You make them work, don't you?
Yeah.
This is all very physical.
Well, our cohort, it's 50 plus. So
That's
actually,
old.
50 plus. And that's a lot of people when you think about by 2020, half the population of the UK will be aged over 50. So we're trying to be there for a lot of different ages, needs, because what you need at 50 is very different to what you need at 102, which I think is the age of our oldest service user. So it's it's like trying to cater from birth to 50 and everywhere in between.
I have my own reasons to be absolutely appalled that the idea of 50 is regarded as elderly.
No,
old.
it's not at all, and we wouldn't say elder. We don't use that term elderly. I think older people and older is classed from 50 plus. So we cater for a big part of the population, really.
Right. I'm absolutely bowled over. So anyway, just let's get the details. You've got all these activities coming up for Christmas, and
Yes.
the carol service is just one more time. Let's get the details of that out.
It's Thursday the 10th of December
Yep.
at Holy Trinity Church and 7 o'clock.
I'm sure it will be absolutely wonderful. Who doesn't love carols? Pam, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
The Prime Minister, David Cameron, has spoken to his cabinet today, and they have endorsed his decision to initiate a Commons debate tomorrow, voting on whether or not the UK should commence airstrikes against the so-called Islamic State in Syria. Cameron says there was growing parliamentary support for airstrikes, and it's in the national interest. We asked shoppers in Grimsby what they thought. Should the UK carry out these attacks?
I think we're the biggest warmongers on earth. We can't wait. We just got out of one war and we can't wait to get into another war. And what's the cost going to be? I mean, you go on, it's silly, isn't it? I just cannot understand why they want to do this.
I honestly don't know. It's very difficult. There's going to be repercussions, whichever way you jump, isn't it?
I think you have to attack force with force. There's no other way, I don't think. You can't negotiate with people who are incapable of negotiating and taking common sense action.
Personally, no. But I couldn't tell you why. I think it's just the fact that I don't like to think of our lads and lasses going out there again. They've done enough, but they've got to be stopped, haven't they? So.
I have no idea. So I don't have access to the intelligence reports. No one does, so the government knows, I guess.
You know, I haven't really looked at both sides, but we're all for peace if possible. Let's put it that way.
Joining me now, as usual, for a daily look at the news, Erica Barker. Erica.
Hello, you. I've got a few to get through today, but I'm going to start off with about 100 appointments. 30 outpatient clinics were cancelled at Grimsby's Hospital Trust today. That's to do with the junior doctor strike. Now, that has been called off in the final hour today, but they did still have some people that weren't in work, and they have put contingency plans in place for that.
I think the advice is if your appointment has been cancelled, then don't turn up for it, even though the doctors are back, because there'll be nobody there to see you.
I don't know.
Yes. No,
is that what it is? Yeah. Okay, okay. I'm going to move on
unless
then.
you hear otherwise from the hospital.
Unless you hear otherwise, then it's going ahead.
Yep.
One would assume.
Okay.
Okay, so going to move on to Beverley Gate then. So Beverley Gate, a very historic centre, a very historic part in the centre of Hull town. A public consultation is going ahead on what to do with this ahead of City of Culture in 2017. Do they fill in the land, put greenery there and trees, or do they keep it as much as they can within its original realms, really?
Well, it's presented as it is. It's presented terribly well, I think, in the centre of Hull, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a lovely area. It's very popular as well.
Yes, yeah.
And, very informative with the signs there as well. But I think they're trying to...
Very important in the Civil War, Beverley Gate. It's where the parliamentary forces refused King Charles's forces permission to come into Hull, and anybody who had Hull was going to win because it was the biggest arsenal at that point in the beginning of the Civil War in 1642. I'm willing to stand corrected on the date.
So it's a big thing, isn't it?
It is a big thing, yeah.
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
So that's going to go on for several more weeks. Quickly with the vote for Syria then, we have Grimsby MP Melanie Young, Cleethorpes MP Martin Vickers and Diana Johnson for Hull West. They are still unsure, they say, on how they will vote on that. So they're waiting to find out. It's after Labour leader Mr Corbyn came out and said that he's not going to force anyone to vote anyway. Is letting them decide. This
is an interesting point. The debate, as we reported earlier in the news, and with that survey of people's opinions in Grimsby, the big debate is in the House of Commons tomorrow. They've cleared out all other business in Parliament, including Prime Minister's questions, in order to have this and give the whole day to it. But there are so many complicated issues, one of which is that constitutionally and legally, the Prime Minister and the government don't really need to have parliamentary support. You don't need a debate in Parliament to initiate military action. They're perfectly entitled to do it as a unilateral... anyway, perhaps it's a good thing that our local MPs are still making up their minds and that they've got open minds in the debate tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have one more?
One more. I do have a final one. Singers are wanted for Cleethorpes Winter Wonderland Spectacular. That takes place from the 10th to the 13th of December. Community groups are invited to sing at an event at the Meridian Showground, and anybody interested in doing so is asked to get in touch with the organisers.
There's going to be an awful lot of Christmas stories coming up in the next few weeks, Erica.
There is an awful lot of Christmas markets.
An awful lot of Christmas markets,
Everyone
absolutely.
loves a Christmas market.
Which one do you go to?
All of them.
All of them?
I don't have any money. I need to find a millionaire to buy me things.
Okay.
Saying that Christmas markets are quite reasonable, though, aren't they?
This is the strangest...
Am I just digging myself in a hole?
Dating service that I can provide for you here. But yes, they're going to be a lot of Christmas markets.
My boyfriend doesn't see this, he'll go mad.
My favourite one is in Lincoln Castle Christmas Market. I recommend it very highly.
Beautiful, yeah, beautiful one there.
Erica, thanks very much for those.
Thank you.
Time now for the sport.
Hull City manager Steve Bruce says he's focusing on how to stop Manchester City's international stars from hitting them where it hurts. The Tigers travel to the Premier League leaders on Tuesday evening, looking to make it to the Capital One Cup semi-finals for the first time in their history. And Bruce is wary of their opponents.
Just look at the squad in depth, and they bring on Bonnie and Silva's on the bench, and they move Yaya Toure to a centre-forward position, and you just think, well, that's the strength of them, you know, in forward areas, they are exceptional. So really it doesn't matter who you play, it's what we're going to try and do to try and stop them from playing.
The FA Trophy first round proper draw has taken place, and Grimsby Town will face a home tie against Vanarama National League side Solihull Moors, and Gainsborough Trinity or Ashton United are to face Macclesfield Town. Elsewhere, Hull FC will look to move up to 3 of their first team squad members out on loan before the start of the new season. Owner Adam Pearson has confirmed that, according to the Hull Daily Mail. Speaking at the club's fans forum last night, Pearson revealed Hull are looking to have 2 or 3 players headed to other clubs on loan, moving players out of the black and whites before signing Lee Smith or any other player. Well, if you do have a story, you can call us on 01472 315561. But until next time, goodbye.
That's it for tonight. My thanks to Pam Davis from Age UK in Hull, and I hope they have an absolutely wonderful carol service. Going to be a lot of Christmas stories coming up in the next few weeks. If you've one of those for us, then please visit our Facebook or Twitter pages, email news@estuary.tv or phone Grimsby 01472 31553. Until tomorrow, good evening.
Estuary TV weather, sponsored by Rix Petroleum, your local family-owned heating oil supplier this winter.
Hello and welcome to Estuary TV's weather. Rain is very likely on Wednesday, most of it heavy over the Pennines, with mist and hill fog, maximum temperatures of 13 degrees. Thursday, some more occasional rain and cooler in the north.
Rix, servicing the region's oil boilers this winter from a name you can trust. Get in touch at rix.co.uk or call us on 01482 838383.